It is Wednesday, the 25th of April 2018, and that means we are live from a deep dark forest where there is still a little bit of snow in the USA, and the same couch as last week in the Netherlands. We present you the Steem Radio Show here on MSP Waves. Buckle up your steam belts because we are flying live. A warm welcome to the show, everybody. We hope you are ready because we sure are. My name is Poetic Snake, and I am joined once again by my co host, Main Event. And we are having three amazing guests today. But before we tell you more about that, how are you today, Main?
I am doing well. Welcome everybody to the Steem Radio Show. How are you doing, Snekky?
I am doing pretty well. Yes, I'm having fun.
It's great to have you all here with us on MSPWaves Radio, which is of course part of the Minnow Support Project. You can find a full schedule of all the different radio shows that are on MSP Waves just by visiting mspwaves.com. And we are chatting right now on Discord in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server, which of course is the home of the Minnow Support Project. We are hanging out in the MSP Waves audience chat room in that Discord server. So a big shout out to everybody who is listening live right now and chatting with us in the audience. Great to have you all here with us. Let's see here. Lots of people jumping in as we are just getting underway. And so many radio shows now on the station that there's shows before us, after us. There's stuff on here all the time. It's awesome.
Yes, and all the shows are made by our fellow Steemians. How amazing is that?
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. There's so many different shows now. There's music shows, talk shows. It's amazing to hear all the different programs now on MSP Waves. So if you're new here, this is maybe one of your first time listening, certainly check out all of the different shows. And again, you can find the full schedule on mspwaves.com. This is the Steem Radio Show, as we call it. I go by the username Main Event on Steemit. It's just spelled with a number 1 in there instead of the I. And of course, I'm here with Poetic Snake, and what we do every week on this show is we bring different members of the Steem community on here to tell their story, to kind of talk about how they found their way to the blockchain, what they're using it for, what do they think of it so far, and possibly, any projects they're working on, shout outs they want to give, that type of thing. And of course, you're welcome to ask questions in the audience as well.
Yes, and if you want to be a guest on our show, all you have to do is contact Main Event or myself. Just send us a little DM and we will enjoy hearing your story.
Absolutely. We've interviewed dozens of Steemians now from all over the world, all walks of life. And if you're interested in chatting with us sometime, as she said, certainly message us on Discord and we will try to have you on the show sometime. We're always looking for witnesses to join us as well, so if you're a Steem witness and you want to jump on and talk about your project and whatnot, certainly let us know. Let's see here. I see lots of faces in the live audience. I see our guests that are going to be on the show tonight. Who are our guests tonight, Snekky?
Ooh, we are going to talk to Doghouse, Rico, and I Am Not a Geek.
That's right. 3 different Steemians from different places all over the world, all going to be on the show tonight to tell us about what they're working on, the things they've been doing on Steemit and the Steem blockchain. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I do see Doghouse in the audience. I'm hoping he's ready to go here on the show in just a moment. Snekky, maybe if you mind sending him a quick DM just to make sure he's all set to be on the show here as our first guest, and we will bring him on in just a moment. Shout out to some of the people I see in the audience. I see Z-Man's out there, Graylin, Johnny Clearwater. How you doing, Johnny? Great to see you out there. And lots of people already in the Discord listening. I see all kinds of people. We'll run through the full list right at the end of the show here, but certainly type something in the audience and we'll give you a shout out here. And later on, we'll go around the world. We'll kind of see where everybody is listening from. And it's truly fascinating the reach that the radio station is getting now and all the different programs and everything, how it's people listening and doing shows from all over the world. It's really cool. All right, so let's see here. Go ahead, Snekky.
Oh, I was just saying I contacted Doghouse. We have to wait a little bit longer. He's
No
setting up his
problem.
microphone.
No problem. I saw him in the listener room there, so I just wanted to make sure he was ready first. But again, welcome everybody to the show. We do this show every Wednesday night here on MSP Waves. It's from 10 to midnight UTC time, which is 6 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. What time does the show air in the Netherlands, Snekky, where you are?
Ooh, we start to air here at midnight till 2 a.m. So I'm staying up late.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We also encourage everybody who's listening to the show or guests of the show, if you are ever looking for a tag for your content, you certainly can use the Steem Radio tag. But of course that doesn't guarantee upvotes or anything like that, but it's a tag that as curators, Snekky and I try to take a look at once in a while and see, who's posting in there, and we're trying to at least check out the content of the listeners of the show. So again, if you're looking for an extra tag, if you got your 4 tags, you need a 5th one or whatnot, Steem Radio is a tag you can use. I'll type it out in the chat here. Steem Radio. And we'll try to take a look.
I think that tag looks amazing.
There's a few people using it so far. We mentioned it a few times during the show so far, the last few weeks, so it's still a relatively new thing. But Snek and I are always looking for content, as we are both active curators on the platform. So that's just a way we can try to find, hopefully, some original content. We, of course, don't support plagiarism or anything like that. We want to see original content. I prefer, Steem original content, where it's the only place you've ever posted it before is right on Steemit. That's my preference as a curator. What about you, Snekky?
I like to read original Steem as well, content as well, but I don't mind if people post it on other platforms as well. It depends if it's good or not. But yeah, I look for happy posts most of the time.
Absolutely, and so it's good to have a variety of different curators out there. But again, the tag Steem Radio, feel free to use that on your content, and Snekky and I will try to take a look. All right, so we're just waiting for the green light from Doghouse here. Well, I guess I'll give a shout out to everybody that's listening right now. I see Avian Flu out there, Aziz is out there, Breeze, Bucky Dirtle, Crimson Clad, Doghouse is listening. Freedom Exists, I Am Not a Geek, who will be on the show later, Johnny Clearwater, Mandela Flower, Menno, I see Fos out there, Rondong, Rico, Scaredy Cat Guide, Soundwaves Photon, Soy Rosa, Stacy Jean, and I know there's other people listening on MSPWaves.com as well. Shout out to all of you. And again, you can join us on Discord. We are in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server. And there's links to that in our Steemit blogs. So, I mean, if you need a link or something to that, I'm sure you can find a way to get that. Just go to @Minnow Support as well. I think there's links to the Discord there. And check out this amazing community here at Minnow Support Project. There's tons of people here from all over the world, from all walks of life. And it's a great community. You can make some new friends here, chat with people, network a bit. And in my opinion, it's a great place to be here.
Absolutely. And I want to give a special shout out to C-Man369 because I know he is listening from somewhere else.
Absolutely. There's multiple different ways you can hear the show. But if you want to chat with us live, though, in the live audience, it's got to be through Discord. So certainly join us there.
I always enjoy it when we can interact with people in the audience chat. Makes it more live, don't you think?
Absolutely. Might as well do our little disclaimer here. Of course, everything you hear on this show tonight will strictly just be our opinions. We are not experts of anything. We are not financial experts. None of this should be taken as financial advice or any advice of any kind. We're here just to have a good time, talk with different people from the Steem community. This is just for entertainment purposes only. And of course...
Always.
Yeah,
sorry.
We're not quite done yet. We're not quite done yet.
Okay, I'll wait. Sorry.
We got to do the last part. The MSPWaves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show hosts or our guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station, and the material you hear on the Steem Radio show is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only.
Always do your own research.
There you go.
Yay!
You just jumped the gun a little bit on me.
Sorry.
It's all good. Live radio, everybody.
Okay. Doghouse is ready, but you can't pull him in yet.
I can't.
So you have to pull in Bucky Turtle.
Oh, I do?
Yes, because he is using his mic.
Ah, okay. All right. So
Hello, Bucky.
So bring Bucky Dirtle in here is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Can you hear us?
I think he's muted.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let's see here. There we go. I think you should be able to talk now. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? I hope you can. I unmuted.
Doghouse.
I unmuted. He's not server muted anymore, so should be working. That's Bucky. Do I need to bring Doghouse in here also? Was that?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Apologize, folks. We're technical difficulties.
It's all live radio.
It is. Okay, so we'll give him a moment here. You're wide open there, Doghouse, whenever you can start talking. I'm not sure if it's on push to talk, maybe. Not sure. But you should be able to say something. But yes, wonderful to have you all here with us here on the Steem Radio Show. Again, we interview different people from the Steem community each and every week here on Wednesday nights. And we do welcome you to join us as well. All right, so I'm not hearing Doghouse. I'm not sure. Can you maybe send a DM there to see you?
I can do that.
Okay. Because we can bring his profile in. I don't know if that was what the issue was, but if not, we do have 2 guests ready to go. If there's a technical difficulty. But we'll get it going here. Should be working. I don't know why. Bucky's does a radio show and everything too. So here on the station.
Check 1, 2.
All right,
2.
there he is.
Hello.
There's the voice.
It's Doghouse.
Yes. Can you hear me, guys?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Probably too loud, hey?
No, you sound great.
Okay.
Wonderful to have you with us.
Oh, thanks. Thank you for the invite, and it's great. I've listened to your show, of course, for many weeks, but it's nice to be on. I'm here from in the shed with Bucky Dirtle, so that's the reason I'm using his system. So he's logged in, and I can use my cell phone for the typing.
All right. Well, we appreciate you joining us here. Tell us whereabouts in the world are you tonight, Doghouse? What country are you in?
I am in Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada, so it's the most easterly point in North America, and we've got our own time zone. If you check it out, the Newfoundland time zone is a half hour ahead of everyone else in North America. So we get the what is it? The New Year's countdown first.
That's really interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, so it's the sometimes they'll actually feed into our New Year's celebrations. They've done it before with the Times Square feed. They've done it from St. John's, which is the capital. So I'm about an hour west of that. But that's where I'm living. It's also known as the Rock is the nickname. And of course, I was looking at Snekky's post, and she's painting rocks. So I think there's a little bit of a synergy going on there too, Poetic Snake.
Oh, yes, I have found my new addiction. I like to dot on stones, and it calms the mind, it makes me happy, and it looks so amazing too.
Yeah, no, I love checking out your feed, of course, main event as well, and it's funny on this kind of a community, you can learn from everybody, not only just appreciate what you do, but I find, this is the first time doing radio for myself on the Wadiat show, I guess, the show that we do on Tuesdays, same time as tonight. But you listen and you pick up things from other people and see what works. And anyway, it's an honor to be here. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here. How long have you been on the Steem blockchain now?
I started in November. I believe I may have logged in a little bit earlier than that. And then I kind of sat on it for about a month or so. And when I really started, I decided I was going to try to write a couple poems a day. That's the poetry part is what came first for me. And and I managed to do that from about November on. Really pushed myself. I had some that I had written before, and then I was forced to kind of create day by day, and it was a cool thing to do, and linking up with other creative people. Um, Creativity is, I guess, the biggest thing. And then Bucky Dirtle, of course, had Backstage with Bucky, a radio show, and asked me to come on as a guest, and I kind of never left. And then we morphed it into kind of a TV show that we've done in the past called What Are You At? And which is What Are You, letter U at. And that's kind of where we are now with the radio show, and try to have a little bit of fun. And in our crazy lives, of course, we're all so busy. It gives us, a chance to carve out a 2-hour period that we at least get to hang out, have a few drinks, eat some food, and have a good time.
Yeah, and it's a very entertaining show as well. It's always sounds like you guys are always having a lot of fun doing it.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think that's what it certainly helps me get through the week. I mean, we all, many of us have, stressful jobs, and it's nice to have that release. But to be able to do it on a platform like this, to interact with other creative people, which I love, to have the support of the community, and just to laugh, I think is it's huge for mental health and just your life in general.
I just have to say and ask, every time when I listen to your show with Bucky Dirtle, I always wonder, how do you guys come up with all these lyrics so fast, like on the spot?
I Snekky, I feel like I'm running out. If I don't think about it, I'm okay. I'm a theater teacher, so I do a little bit of the improv and those types of things with my students. But myself, I've done it. I think the key is to not think. The key is to just to go, and sometimes it works out more than others. But usually, in some song that we do, wherever it starts, whether it's Bucky Dirtle on the fiddle or on the guitar, or on the synthesizer or something like that, I think it always there's a nugget there that you can use if we really wanted to go back. And I think it's just trust. I feel safe. This is not something like I'll sing at home. I play some instruments, but I would never do it in public. They're for me out in the van down by the river kind of thing. And this show, that we do, allows me to do that. I don't sing. I don't know if you might find that weird, but I really don't consider myself a singer, and I don't sing anywhere except for privately. But yet that's what kind of works on our show, and I don't know. I guess I just feel safe in the community, and that's a huge thing to say for any creative people. I think our biggest concern is always putting ourselves out there, whether it be anything from painting rocks to writing a song and posting it there. Your bare creativity when it comes to basically being naked with your emotions in a poem or in a song, or that's what I love about the Steemit platform and the MSPWaves audience and MSPWaves Radio and everything like that. It seems like it's a safe place, and if there's something that's not working or shouldn't be there, it gets nuked. It's gone. So I love that about the platform.
Yeah, and it's interesting how you were talking about how, being on the show and how you kind of found that through the Steem blockchain and being on Steemit and all these things. how you felt kind of inspired to create things that maybe you wouldn't have done otherwise. And I've noticed a lot of people seem to be kind of having that reaction to being here. You know, it's inspiring them to do things, and it's creating opportunities for them that maybe they wouldn't have had otherwise, or they didn't think about before. And that aspect of being here is pretty fascinating.
I totally agree, main event. I think not only the inspiration, but the collaboration. Myself and Poetic Snake have been working, back and forth on a project, a creative writing project. Um, and there are things that I'll see from other people that will inspire me. I remember Crimson Clad had a trip to Iceland, and I looked at those pictures and I had to write something, and I did. And then I tagged her in that and basically, thanked her for the inspiration, and it just keeps working over and over and over. Julie K. Ponsford, I think, was there. Vashmort. There's so many different people that have inspired, and it can be a photograph, but either way, it all seems to be creatively linked.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you on that. And also with the collaboration, there have been no other platforms for me where I collaborated as much as I do here on Steemit.
Yeah, and it's so easy because, of course, you can, besides the private messaging to get in touch that way, it's flattering when someone, appreciates your work. And again, I think it's that fine line of creative people are, and I'll just make a blanket statement, and I'll speak for myself. I find that we're sometimes fragile, we're sometimes self-deprecating. We're probably our own worst enemy. One of my favorite sayings is in a play I wrote this year, and it's "Life is hard enough without me getting in the way." And I find that working with Bucky Dirtle, listening to you guys and other shows, seeing what other people are doing, yeah, it lets me be me, and I think that's the biggest thing in life. And I feel old, but I'm still learning, and there's a lot of time to go. But from a creative standpoint, I agree totally with Poetic Snake that I have never been on a platform, let alone a platform that will can reward you monetarily, which to me is secondary. It's for me, it's about the creativity forcing me to try to write a couple poems a day, to try to check out what other people are doing. If I'm having a bad day, I get to go on someone else's feed, see what they've done, and it's amazing what what can happen.
Well, and that was what I was going to ask you next was, besides the radio show and those things, what other types of content do you like to create and share on your blog?
The main thing, of course, to start was poetry. That was, as my old boss would say, the low-hanging fruit. That was the easiest one to pick and put up. I'm a bit of a Volkswagen fan, and I have a 1974 Volkswagen Campmobile Deluxe, bright orange with the pop-up, the pop top and everything. And I call that the executive doghouse. This way, when I get sent to the doghouse, I get to go to the executive doghouse, and I'd probably be out there anyway. But I wanted to do a travel blog. I did a trip with my father last year, an overnighter. We did some hiking on the East Coast Trail, which is amazing. Took a lot of pictures of that, and I want to put together, a story, and tie that together. So that's a whole part of. I think I even have the executive-doghouse.com website, but I have never used it, but because now I can obviously just post within my blog. But that's something where I'm a teacher. I'm off for the summers, so I'll have 2 months off to drive around in my 1974 bus and document my province, I guess, and some of the beauty that I see, but also try to have a map there so people can kind of see that as well. We'd love to have people visit, obviously. And we'll treat you if you do. If you come to the Rock, myself and Bucky Dirtle will pick you up in the old orange bus.
Yeah, that would be quite an adventure, I think, if you and Bucky went and visited Steemians, or Steemians came and visited with you guys. I think that would make for some entertaining times.
Absolutely, yeah. We hope that happens, but again, uh, the sky's the limit. I've written plays. How would that work? Online. I think I've only put one little snippet of one, but I know some people put out little bits at a time. I've written novels. Maybe that's something you could put a chapter out at a time. I know people have done that, but from a writing perspective, it's there, and my stepson is an amazing photographer, and he just won a competition here to get to go to nationals in Edmonton and represent the province. And I'm learning photography from him, so maybe I can get better at that, and my posts will become even more, I guess, well done. Who knows? But the sky's the limit, I guess. If you can think it, you can post it, and I guess you see what works and what you enjoy doing. But if I'm going for a hike anyway on a beautiful day, why not document it and put it up there? And there's so many people on Steam now that you're gonna hit a critical mass that will probably like something that you put up.
Before I joined Steemit, when I went outside or did something, I didn't think about it at all. Now, when I go outside, I always make sure to have my camera or at least my cell phone with me. And I think, oh my God, when I see something, this would make a perfect Steemit post.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember just seeing, maybe it was a couple weeks ago, you went out for a walk, and you were on the bridge, and you took a picture of the bridge, and I had brought a number of students on an educational tour a couple years ago. We were in the Netherlands, and we were in a bunch of different countries, and it brought me right back there. And then I was like, okay, that's where Poetic Snake is. Main event is in Maine. I love Maine. How many times have I driven through Maine, on my way down and back up and stayed there? And it's just one of those things that now, I hope people, if they haven't heard of Newfoundland, well, now you can look and see and see exactly, right down to where we do the show in the shed, and I don't know, brings the world a little closer together, and people from all over the world. I had a friend before I came over here. I said I was asked to come on and speak, and she said, well, what are you going to talk about, or who are you talking with? And I said, well, Snekky's in the Netherlands, and Main Event is in Maine, and then the rest of the people from all over the world in between. And when I said it, I kind of took back a bit. I was like, wow, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, the global reach that you get here. I mean, and of course, other social media that happens also, but I mean, it's not the same connection, it seems like, that most people are experiencing here. They're finding actual friendships and, like you said, ways to collaborate with other people. And I mean, of course, results may vary and everybody's going to have a different experience, but it seems like the majority of the people who are sticking around, they're they're finding these connections with people from all over the world, and it's inspiring them to do different things, and it's great.
Yeah, it's very well put. I see what C Blue put up, the creativity united in the Steem blockchain. There's some crazy things going on in the world today, and I think maybe that's why I wanted to get back and write more and be more creative. And I had poems everywhere, written on napkins, and I was afraid I was going to lose them, because I don't know. Some people, I guess, can write and remember everything. As soon as I write something, it's gone. Unless I have a copy of it, I'll never remember what it was. So I was worried that was going to happen. And just, putting the ones I had in little books and the ones that I would find took me back to a certain place in my life or a certain experience. And as I was able to share that, and get positive feedback, any feedback actually, but people are very positive, that I've found in my experience, was great. It was great for me, and it kept me going. And I think I took a couple days in between, and I realized, hey, I haven't written anything in a while, and it forces me to do that. And I think, if I'm doing 10 things, 9 of them are done well. But if you give me one thing to do, I'm going to fail. That's just the way I am, and I think I need that. Steemit allows me to have that and be able to do different projects and like you guys probably feel, it's Wednesday. It seems like it's always Wednesday, What? The show again, the show again. The week is gone by so fast. And that's how I feel when I come over, to the shed with Bucky Dirtle, and we try to have a bit of fun. Anyway, I hope it's working for everybody, because I surely love being a part of it and listening to everybody else as well.
Oh, I know people enjoy it. I mean, anytime I've ever listened to it, I've always had a blast. You guys do a great job. And when is the show again? Like what day and time?
It's Tuesday, 10 UTC. So I guess it's a day before yours, exactly the same time.
Okay, so yep, so 10 UTC. Yep. That's 6 o'clock Eastern time. All right. Well, that's
There's
awesome.
not been one show where I was listening that I did not end with having a belly pain from laughing so hard. Really, it's really a blast.
Yeah. Thank you, Poetic Snake. And it's so nice. I love the interactivity of MSPWaves audience. We do about 2 minutes of research for each show. So basically everything is just improv. It's off the cuff, and people posting different sayings, or people posting memes, or you get Claybo on there, and some of the great stuff he can do. And just one picture will send us, because 2 hours is a lot of time if you're kind of making it up as you go. But sometimes we sit back and we go, wow, we're done. We've got 10 minutes left, and it's over. And of course, after the show, we stay on for the, I can't remember who's after us. I don't know, Scaredy Cat? No, I can't remember. But and we'll talk about the show that just happened and some of the funny things, and then of course we get to post the whole thing. We've been trying to anyway, but again, busy lives, but we've been trying to do that.
Yeah, no, it's certainly a lot of fun listening to you guys, and I would certainly recommend it to anybody who's listening. Again, you can, of course, find the full schedule of all the shows on MSPWaves.com. Let's open the audience up to a few questions, Doghouse, if you don't mind, or if you want to here.
Sure.
I'm not sure. Are you watching the audience chat right now?
Yeah, I am.
There's a couple of questions here. Yeah, if you want to answer any of those. And if anybody in the audience has questions for him, certainly type them away.
Sure. Yeah. The Who Are We Without Our Memories? I wrote a play a couple of years ago called Truth, and it was about Alzheimer's and dementia, and that was one of the lines that stuck with me. But there was what caused that whole entire play to be written, and I love that too when you get the back talk of the story. The impetus for that was a documentary called Alive Inside, and it was about music and Alzheimer's and trying to get music into homes, and the fact that they hold on to the memories that are triggered by music, so you can really awaken someone due to that. And that was one of the lines, "Who are we without our memory?" And of course that went that's where that one came from. Sea Blue asked there. And how long have I been doing poetry? I remember my first poem ever, and I tell my students this too, was a breakup. It was a breakup over the phone, down in the basement, in this room that you would only go down so your parents couldn't hear you on the phone. And I had a big black rotary dial phone. And I remember I hung up, and the relationship was over, and there just so happened to be a pad and a pen next to the phone. And I was just like, rah, and I started writing and writing and writing and writing. Then I got called, doghouse, supper. So I went on upstairs, didn't think anything. A couple days later, went back down to use that phone again. And I look at the pad, and there were 4 or 5 almost identical stanzas. And then when I read them, I realized I had written that. And it was called Inner Enemy, and I think it's one of my very first posts on my feed, way, way, way back. And again, I mentioned earlier about the self-deprecation and getting in your own way, and the issues of acceptance, and but anyway, that was where that came from. And it wasn't until I think in '95 I was inspired mainly by a girl, and I wrote a lot of poems. And in that one that one summer. And I would say it was 10 or 15 years later to now that I picked it up again. And I realized, yeah, I love it. I do love it. I've written some plays, I've written some songs, but the poems are so, I don't know, they're just so free. So, those are a couple there that I can see.
Yeah, I actually had the same question as Mandela Flower had. Let me
Yeah,
read it to you.
sure.
I have to scroll up. What is the most inspiring thing that you had lately?
Hmm.
What?
Okay. It was of course, our graduation. I teach in a high school, and again, I said a high school theater teacher, and I make those connections with students. And I left it for a while and pretended to be a businessman in New York, and catching the subway with my briefcase and all that kind of stuff, and the doors opening, and it feels like you're in a movie. Um, but I think I'm where I'm supposed to be. But the students, they get to vote for a teacher to give an address at the graduation, which is coming up in May, in a couple weeks, and they voted to ask me. So one of the kids came, a couple days ago, and asked me to do that, and so I was honored. And now and I'm trying to think, how can I make this something inspiring for them? But I think I may involve poetry in there somewhere. Maybe life is hard enough without you getting in the way, kind of a message. Um, because one of those moments. But I think that inspired me to think that, yeah, in all the different paths that I've taken and all the different professions, I guess, that I've had, and I think at this point in my life I'm where I'm supposed to be, and part of that, I guess, the last play I wrote this year was called Blueprint, and it was about that. It was about the thought that you can create your own life, and when you're born, you forget it all. And the whole goal is, maybe when you have these deja vu, it's telling you they're like signposts. You're exactly where you're supposed to be in your life, which means you shouldn't have any regret because that's where you are. You can't you can't have regret if you believe that. So anyway, I love that idea. So I wrote a play called Blueprint about that, and I used character masks that we bought them years ago from a strange face mask company. I think it's in London, and really good half masks. And I used a child mask, an adult mask, and an elderly mask to take one character in 45 minutes through his entire life. So I think that was really the biggest inspiration that I've had. But the latest inspiration was the kids asking me to give that address, and again trying to do something good with it.
Well, that's really awesome to hear. Congratulations. That's certainly a wonderful thing that the kids thought that highly of you to have you speak and everything, and that's certainly a wonderful thing that you'll be able to do for them, and I'm sure you'll do a great job. I'm
Thanks.
sure you will.
I hope so. I hope so.
Let's see, any more questions out there for Doghouse? Uh,
Yes, I see too.
okay.
Sea Blue is asking, what is the primary passion or desire that drives your poetic expression?
I'm trying to think if I was talking to Bucky about this, and I think when I look at the last, say, 30, maybe 30 or 40 poems that I've written, there seems to it kind of changed from longer form to some of them are fairly short, and I think the way I phrase them are it's almost each line is kind of has a logical break at the end, or an emphasis, and that's why I do it that way. Um, I just think life, I think we're here, whether we asked to be. Sometimes we wonder if we asked to be here or not, and trying to figure out where we fit in, trying to figure out where the world fits in, where it's so big now. Um, it and so many things are happening. I don't need to get into that, but there's a lot of things that make us question where we are, who we are, what our beliefs are, what's the point of all this. And I think what I'm coming to is it's about passion, and it's about finding what you love. And we've heard that our whole life, but it's so hard to do. talking to students about what they want to do for the rest of their life, or in university, or post-secondary. What do I want to do? I want to feel something. It's almost like I say about the plays, or anything creative. If you're not, if you're not laughing or crying, then you're just not living. You got to be doing something. You've got to be feeling something, and that can be done with a photograph. It can be done with a poem. It can be done with a song. When Bucky Dirtle plays the violin, the guy's master level. Like, he's classically trained. It's just one of the million things that guy can do. And when he hits that note, I don't know what it is. I call it the cello note. I'm almost in tears, and I love that. I can watch a commercial. Oh no, I don't know if you've seen the new commercial with a little piggy bank. It's from a bank, and the cutest little pig you've ever seen is walking down the street. Some kids pick it up, and then a guy comes out of the bank, and they drop the pig, and the pig shatters. And I was like, what? And it's really well done, so it looks real. And then the guy takes it home, he fixes it up and tapes it back together, and he's playing with this little pig. And then he's walking down the street and sees this lost pig sign. And then the pig goes back home, and all of a sudden, it's a bank commercial. But like, I'm certainly not a fan of the banks, but that commercial I was a fan of. I was a fan of whoever thought about that. And it was about a connection, the connection that you can get, with somebody else through words. The fact that I could be, take my motorcycle for a ride like I did today. It was a beautiful day here. And then, with the technology like Poetic Snake mentioned, my notes on my phone are just totally jacked with every kind of poem and thought. And then to be able to come home then, or I could do it from there really, but to post it and to have a response is just cool. So I think it's all about connection. And I love that this platform is a creative and safe place to do it.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Well, we've been chatting with Doghouse tonight. We've shared his blog a few times here in the chat, so you can certainly find him on Steemit. Doghouse, was there any other last things you wanted to mention while you're here, or any shout-outs you want to give?
I just thank you very much, Main Event and Poetic Snake, for this opportunity. I see some familiar faces in the audience, and I love that too, because it's you get to know everybody. You're not just names anymore. You see people that you're able to talk to and connect with. But I do want to shout out to Bucky Dirtle. That guy, the guy's amazing. He's the one who mentioned Steemit to me in the first place, and thought that I could do that. And he has a much different skill set than I do, and he's very successful with what he's done. And thank him for bringing me on. But yeah, I just love the community, and can't wait to see what happens next. I can't believe it's been as long as it has been so far. So thanks, guys.
Absolutely, we appreciate it. Poetic Snake, any parting words?
Yes, I really looked forward to having you here with us on the show. Like everybody is saying, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are saying it. You have this special voice, and the way you speak and sing and do your thing, it's amazing. So thank you for being with us. And, we're still working together on our own project, and I promise we will finish it up soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Poetic. You're a special person. Thank you.
And thank you so much, Doghouse, for joining us tonight. And we will certainly check in with you again soon. And hopefully you can come back and visit another time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Whatever you guys need, just let me know.
Perfect. Have a great evening, Doghouse. We appreciate it.
You too. Thank you.
Bye, Doghouse.
Bye, guys.
All right, everybody. That was our chat tonight with Doghouse. Certainly great to have him here with us tonight. And you can find him on Steemit. We just shared his blog in the chat. It's Doghaus. That's how you'd spell it on the Steemit profile. And certainly check out their radio show, him and Bucky Dirtle. It's a wonderful program. Lots of fun. So certainly check that out as well.
Yeah, be prepared to have belly pains after the show from laughing so hard.
And you are listening to the Steem Radio Show here with Main Event and Poetic Snake.
That's me.
Certainly wonderful to have you all here with us here on MSPWaves Radio. We've got a nice audience chat going here on Discord. So it's wonderful to have you all here. We'll give you all a shout out here later in the show. We're going to keep things rolling here as we do have 2 more guests to bring on the show tonight. And up next, we're going to be talking to I Am Not a Geek. So I'm going to move him into the on-air room here. And let's see.
I see him.
I Am Not a Geek. Can you hear us? I hope he's not still muted. Nope, he's not. Hopefully, Geek, you can hear us okay. If you can, just certainly say hello. We hope you can hear us.
Good morning.
Good morning, good evening. I suppose it is morning where you are, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry about that. I'm on mobile and I disconnected right when you were about to introduce me and stuff. But good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And just hello to everyone.
And I Am Not a Geek. Whereabouts in the world are you this evening?
I'm from South Africa, from a city called Cape Town. So, all the way down there. So basically, I think I'm about 12 hours behind you guys. But I'm from South Africa and a bit dangerous at the moment in this country. You know, you kind of like got to sleep with one eye open and stuff like that. But I'm still here and I'm still posting.
Well, certainly nice to have you here on the show with us. And how long have you been on the Steem blockchain so far?
Started last year, I think about in July. I think it was July. I was introduced to Steemit. It's a funny story, actually. I was introduced to Steemit by a gentleman called Gifted Gaia. And he actually told me about Steemit, I think, probably 2 or 3 months after it started, so to speak, like in 2016. And most people, I thought it was this whole get-rich-quick scheme, pyramid scheme kind of thing. And for a year, I didn't join, and I regret it so much. Later, during the year, he would keep on mentioning it, and I was just like, yeah, whatever, I'll sign up, whatever. And in last year, July, I finally signed up. I'm coming close to my 12th month anniversary, my 1 year anniversary, and it's been one heck of a ride. It's been an awesome journey. So pretty much July last year, I signed up.
That's a long time, so almost a year. And what would you say was the most amazing thing you had on Steemit?
A boost.
Oh, you get cut off there for a second.
No, I'm just well, there were a lot of times that were very memorable. But I would say, if I had to look back, it was definitely my journey when I started on Discord. I used to chat on Discord before because I used to game and I used to chat with people in America, the games we play and that. But the moment that I joined the SteamSpeak Discord server, I would literally say from day one, I learned so much about crypto, about people, life, the passion of the members in there. I would definitely say that was and still is the highlight of my Steemit career. Absolutely.
And how did you find your way here in the first place? How did you even find out about it?
Well, find about MSP Radio.
About Steemit in general, or the Steem blockchain. Like, how did you find your way here last year?
Well, basically, as I said, Gifted Guy, he basically introduced me to it. I didn't know anything about it. I wasn't really interested. So he basically mentioned it to me, and I wasn't really a big Facebook user besides trolling people. But I kind of like, he's like, you can blog and you get paid for it, and I was like, yeah, whatever. So he basically introduced me to it. I signed up. And basically, I was hooked from the first minute, you could say. I made my introduction post. He basically told me, do an introduction post, introduce yourself, And then obviously by that time, he introduced me to the SteamSpeak server. And once I got in there, I basically never left, because once I was in there, it was just so much knowledge that it's kind of like when you play those video games and it's like just one more level. It's like just one more hour with these people, just one more hour. It's been just incredible. So that's basically how I made my way to the Steemit blockchain. Yes.
And now that you're here, were you someone who, did blogging or any of this type of stuff before you joined, or is this kind of your first experience doing that now?
Well, basically, I always wanted to. I wasn't really a blogger. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was never like a Twitter user and stuff. I didn't see the point in, with all due respect, but this is just me to be on Twitter and to tell the world that I'm going to the store to buy, 2% milk. And then I'm going to tweet again, come back, they had no milk. That's just me. It's not, I just didn't see the point in it. But then I got onto Steemit and, that's basically, it's not really like that, but it's like blogging. And then I'm like, well, listen here, this is like an outlet. This is like a platform where I can, everyone has their niche. How do you say that? Niche or niche? It's niche, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Niche.
Okay. So then everyone has their thing. And, I don't know. The people just said that you should try and do this and this and this, and I tried blogging, and it just basically took off from there. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I've tried. I've tried to do vlogs, I've tried to do funny stints, etc. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I still want to do, like gaming reviews, and stuff like that. So to answer your question, I was not really a blogger per se in the past, I would say. But being on Steemit, I mean, come on, you can't be on Steemit and not be a blogger, to be quite honest. So, yeah.
It's interesting, though, because a lot of people, it's funny, they'll join Steemit and then they'll find their way into Discord sometimes, and then they kind of get lost in Discord and they stop posting. I have seen that. I have seen some people that do that. But for the most part, I agree with you. Yes, people do kind of need to they need to create something here on their Steemit blog, and while they're on the Steem blockchain, if they want to get noticed or if they're trying to, network with other people or share content, you of course have to create it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I mean, you can obviously blog about stuff. You can blog about the mating habits of the household ant. You're going to get a couple of people who are interested, but you have to get content that people like. And I've obviously noticed in Steemit, the best content is helping people. A lot of people need help. It's basically, I see Steemit as one massive house party. And when you walk into one massive house party and you don't know anyone, you're going to feel extremely intimidated. There's going to be the jocks, there's going to be the very attractive ladies, etc. So it's very helpful that if you go to a party like that there's someone to help. There's someone that greets you at the door and says, welcome, man, welcome. I know this is a lot to take in, but you know what? Let me just give you a tour. I'm going to be your wingman. I'm going to help you. And that's basically what we just, trying to do at this project that we're busy with, just to make people feel comfortable, make people feel at home, at ease, stuff like that.
So you said you've got a project you're working on then to try to help new people?
Yeah, absolutely. It's called Steemit 101. It was actually started back in last year. Me and a couple of Steemians, Mr. VKs and young OG Marks, we were basically just talking in the SteamSpeak Discord, and we were saying, we don't really know of a place or a Discord server that helps people, that helps new people. When you sign up to Steemit, you have all these icons and things that you must do, and you just get so overwhelmed, So we were talking and we were like, well, why don't we have like a classroom where once a week we on a Discord server, on a voice server, anyone can join, and new people, veterans or whatever, can just come in there and just ask questions. Listen, guys, I sign up to Steemit. How do I do this? Or, what would you recommend for this? And just to basically give advice, just help people out because, obviously on the Steemit blockchain, when we want people joining, we want them to stay. And we believe people won't stay if they don't know what's going on. You're not going to stay or join like a platform and you are so confused on how it works. You're going to leave, So we basically thought about that and we started it up. It was a great success. Mr. Vickers headed it, and he was on voice, etc., etc. But unfortunately, it kind of raveled out a couple of months afterwards. I think Vickers he got a bit busy, or I'm not really sure of the details. And now recently, I spoke to Bitcoin Paradise, and then I said, well, why don't we do a reboot? Why don't we get this thing back up and running, because it was such a huge success in the past. And basically, talks here, talks there, and we basically decided, yes, okay, we're going to head it back up. And because obviously with the influx of people signing up, there's always new people every day. We just thought, get it back up and running, and help some people out, help some newbies out, because you never know, someone signing up tomorrow could be the next big investor, could be one of the best curators that this platform has ever seen. And we don't want to lose those people. We don't want that guy to sign up and then no one's there to help him, and then he leaves, and then he goes and enriches a different platform. We want him for our platform. It sounds very selfish, but come on, we want good quality content, and we're just hoping to basically help people like that and to make them feel comfortable, so that they will stay and enjoy their journey, if I can use that term, with Steemit.
Yeah, I have to say that when I joined almost 2 years ago, we did not use Discord, and there were not really any groups or chats where you could ask all these questions and learn about it. So the minnows back then, we had to find everything out for ourselves, and we did it. But it would have been so amazing to have something like 101 Steam. It's amazing that people like you and the people you do it with are creating these things, these projects to help them out. And you're right, you want them to stay. You don't want them to get overwhelmed, because, well, honestly, they will, no matter what. But, sleep is something that they will miss for a long time. But if they have this place where they can ask their questions and learn everything about how the platform works, it's so amazing to have that. So, yeah, I'm happy to see that you are starting it up again.
Yeah, thank you so much. Although all credit does not go to me. I mean, this was inspired by other people inspiring me. In the SteamSpeak Discord, First Second took great interest in me. He basically inspired me. I've learned so much from me. He's helped me so much. Johnny Clearwater, who's recently started up his own show, Hots or Shots, which is massively successful. I mean, he started basically from nothing, and he inspired me. So that inspiration from those Steemians, from that Discord server, has poured over into me, so to speak, where I want to now help people, because other Steemians have helped me. So just think of this whole ripple effect, where with the Steemit 101, where me and other Steemians can help other Steemians, and then they, when they are knowledgeable, can help others. Do you just see the whole snowball effect? So basically by people taking interest in me and people inspiring me, it's now flowed over to me, and it can now flow over to other Steemians, etc., etc. And I think that's basically, it's what we want. This whole platform, it's people helping people. It's people inspiring people, and we're just very, very passionate that we have the opportunity to start something up and basically help people, be there for people and say, listen, yeah, man, you are not alone in this. We are going to help you. We are going to share our knowledge with you, and then obviously you can grow and you can help someone else.
Absolutely, and I do think that that's great that you're helping other people, and it's certainly needed, because when people join Steemit or the Steem blockchain, whichever interface they're using to access the Steem blockchain, it is pretty overwhelming. And of course they see some posts making a bunch of rewards and then other posts making nothing, and it is confusing to try to navigate your way through this environment here. So any help that people can give to new users, or really anyone here, is awesome, and it's cool that so many people are willing to do that. You don't really see that on other platforms, such a high amount of people willing to help others learn, and that's really cool that you're trying to do that.
Yeah, thank you so much. And basically, it's not the whole, we heading for it's not the whole strict classroom kind of thing, because I think that invokes bad memories of when people were in school, with the whole strict teacher and stuff like that. It's basically like this, so just a whole bunch of people coming together, and we will obviously have like a topic every week. Like, let's say 1 week it would be security, 1 week it would be what do you use to type your posts offline, or whatever, anything to basically help Steemit related. And then, we'll basically talk about it. It goes on for about an hour. And then afterwards we have like a after class chat, so to speak, and it's just like a laid back atmosphere, you could say, where people just basically, ask questions, interact with each other. It's not really a hey, here's my link, upvote me, and stuff like that. It's basically just, we are there, and you are free to come in, ask us whatever you want to ask. Look, I mean, we don't know everything, but maybe someone in the class knows something that we don't know. So we can help you, and then you can help us as well. So as I said, it's people helping people, and it's just I get just so passionate, because it's like this never ending feel, so to speak, where people just help each other. It's just not one person dictating, this is how it works, this is how you must do it. It's just a whole bunch of people in a room just helping each other, and for me that's just awesome. It's just we must just help each other, man. Inspire each other, and just get people on this platform, and just be there to answer questions. Hence the Discord, hence the voice. Obviously a post will be made on my blog, after the classroom. This is what we chatted about for those students, if I can use that term, who obviously couldn't make it. And obviously for people to reference back, if you want to see something that happened 2 months ago, you can go back and you can go read whatever happened, and oh, listen, I forgot, what did they talk about, that one thing? Let me just go, oh, okay, so that's okay, that's what I must do, etc., etc. So it's basically just a laid-back atmosphere where, we our sole purpose is just to help newcomers, maybe even guys that have been on here for a couple of months. Everyone's welcome.
And where can they find out more about the project? Do you guys have a separate Steemit profile, or is there a Discord link maybe?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll obviously post a Discord link. It's on the Smart Media Group Discord server. I'll post a link. There is a Steemit 101 channel for text, and then there is obviously a Steemit 101 voice channel. You'll see there's a whole bunch of other channels on that Discord server as well. I'm just on mobile right now. I do apologize, but I can obviously just shoot the link a couple of minutes when I'm done.
No problem.
And then, people can obviously join. And so now people are most probably asking, why don't you just shut up and tell us when it is? So I'm going to tell everyone it's basically every Friday. It's pretty much, I'm not very good with time zones, so it's 6 p.m. New York time. So I don't know if you can maybe help me out, main event, with the whole GMT thing. But I know, pretty much 6 p.m. New York time is when we basically host it, kind of like if people work, get them some time to, get home a bit and stuff like that.
Yeah, and if it's 6 o'clock New York time, I believe that should be 10 p.m. UTC time. So if anybody's using the universal time, it would be 10 p.m., it sounds like. So same time as this radio show. So that's easy. But yeah, no, that's really cool that you guys do that every week. You said you do it on Fridays? Yeah, absolutely. Fridays, it's obviously once a week, and it's obviously Fridays at that time. The girlfriend has to take a bit of a back seat, but sacrifices. It's going to better your future, hopefully, right? Stay positive. Yeah, no,
Absolutely, absolutely. But listen, I don't want to talk for too long. I just want to say thank you so much. Thanks to you. Thanks to Poetic Snake, who I call Snekky. Thanks, guys. Thanks for this opportunity. I just want to, sing your praises. You guys are doing an amazing job. You are basically helping people as well. And just, I don't really know what the American term is, but holla at you. Did I get that right?
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's amazing to have you. And I am just wondering, when will we see Crypto Man again?
I'm sorry, what was that?
When will we see Crypto Man again?
Oh my gosh, that flippin' wait, this is a family show. That silly man emailed me last time and he was like, yeah, I'm sorry I've been away for so long. He's got so much issues. Honestly, he's just so busy and stuff like that. I said, listen, your people are missing you. You must make a comeback. So anyway, after a long talk and stuff like that, there might be a guest appearance from him in the next week or two. So, keep your eyes open because Crypto Man is missed, but he's a bit of a slacker.
He is, because he is missed.
No. Thank you. No, absolutely. I definitely think he must make a comeback. But anyway, yeah. Listen, guys. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I don't know. I think it's afternoon there, and morning. So have a great day. And sorry, I don't know if anyone has any questions in that, but I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Oh, you're fine. If anybody does in the audience have any last questions for him, for I'm Not a Geek, certainly let us know. Snekky, I don't know if you had any more questions or anything, or if you wanted to add anything there.
I just want Crypto Man back.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No. Crypto Man will he will make a comeback, and he's going to be promoting Booster, one of the best upvote bots on the platform. So Crypto Man loves Booster, So yeah, I'll definitely have a talk with him and tell him to get his butt on you.
Let's see. Any other last questions here? If not, we certainly do appreciate you taking the time to join us today. I am Not a Geek, and the project sounds cool. It looks like Johnny shared the link to the Discord channel for you, so that's cool. So people can check that out as well. And thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, man.
It was wonderful having you here with us.
Thank you, Snekky.
Oh, Kiki, you're welcome.
All right, everybody. So that was our chat with I Am Not a Geek. We certainly appreciate him taking the time to join us on the show today. Johnny just posted the link to the Discord server again in the chat. And Snekky, maybe if we can share the Steemit profile link one more time. And people can certainly check that out if they're interested. Certainly a wonderful talk with him tonight on the show.
Absolutely. I love him. He is so full of passion when he speaks, and it always, it's inspiring. So it was really, really amazing having him on the show.
Absolutely. All the way from South Africa. So we're traveling the globe tonight.
I totally forgot if he could speak kind of Dutch.
Well, you'll have to reach out to him and see if that can happen for you.
Yeah, I think he can understand it.
All right, everybody, you are listening to the Steem Radio Show here on MSPWaves. We hope you're enjoying the show tonight. It is April 25th, 2018, and we are live here on the radio. It's just after 7 o'clock Eastern Time, which means it should be just after 11 UTC time. What time is it in the Netherlands, Snekky?
It's 10 minutes past 1 midnight.
All right, so we certainly appreciate you all joining us. We are here every Wednesday night. It's from 10 to midnight UTC time. And you can find us on MSPWaves.com. You can listen in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty Discord server. And I do share the recording of the show on my Steemit profile. It's just main event, all one word. I do spell it with the number 1, though, instead of the I, so that's a little tricky. But if you find my Steemit profile, you'll find the show posts each and every week with the audio from the show, and so you can certainly check that out. We always do, of course, appreciate any re-steams and things like that, and Poetic Snake also does a post about the show as well, so check those out. And again, we appreciate any re-steams or replies that you leave for us. We always appreciate feedback, so if you got any feedback about the show, certainly let us know.
Yes, that's much appreciated.
And let's go ahead and go around the world. I think this is going to be a big one, Snekky, because we got a lot of people in the audience today, and we certainly appreciate you all tuning in. We do have one more guest to go here. We're going to have Rico on the show tonight. But before that, let's go around the world. Type in the audience chat room what country you are listening from, if you don't mind, and we will see where everyone's from.
I'm cracking my neck. No flags, people. Type the country. Oh my gosh, it's
Here they go.
I see Freedom from England. Alex from Romerica. Breeze from South Africa as well. Chitnat from Spain. Rico is joining us from Sweden.
We're getting
Negativer, I'm going to pass. Sorry, negativer. Woodsy is from Belgium. Johnny is from America. Bitsius is from Tunisia. Batalex, America. Sea Blue, Indiana, Murcia. The Buckeye Q, Canada. Shadow Spot, Canada. Faust, too. Suriname. How do you say that in English? Suriname, right? Stacy Jean, North America. Ingenuity, United States. Fekion, the US. Mandela Flower from Montenegro. Ooh, I want to go to Montenegro. I see back Libertario from Venezuela. Kofpato is joining us from Ghana. Seaman369 is joining us from Australia. I Am Not a Geek is from South Africa. Menno, he is in Sri Lanka this time.
All right. Well, that is a lot of different countries. Hopefully most of them are legitimate where you actually are, but we appreciate you. We appreciate you at least letting us know. It's just a lot of fun seeing all the different countries where everybody's listening from. I wish I had like a globe and I could see them all lit up, all the different countries that we're reaching here with the show. It's totally amazing. So thank you all so much for listening.
Yes, thank you all for listening and being honest about where you are, like negativer. Sorry, negativer.
And if you're, we're live right now, but of course, if you're listening to the recording after the show, you can certainly post in the replies in the show post and let us know where you're listening from as well.
Yes.
All right. So we do have one more guest here on the show tonight. We should probably send Rico a quick message just to make sure he's all set. If you don't mind, Snekky, just say, "Are you ready?"
Are you ready?
I bet he is, but we'll just make sure that he is all set here, and then we'll bring him live on the air. Rico is going to be a returning guest. He was on the show once before, a while back. I think it was still when he was relatively new to the platform, so it'll be interesting to talk with him again. He says he's ready.
Was that before I joined you?
I'm not sure. Let's bring him on here.
Yes.
Okay, Rico, can you hear us? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. It's nice to be here. It's nice to see everyone. A lot of people here.
Absolutely. And so you're joining us from Sweden, that's correct?
That's correct. Gothenburg, Sweden. So in the west coast to the south in Sweden. So it's really nice here. The sun is finally back after a long, cold and dark winter.
I hear you there. There's still snow on the ground here in New England, northern New England, where I am, and it's been the longest winter in a long time. We're going on like 6 months right now of snow, so I certainly feel you there.
Shit, you still got snow?
I do.
Damn.
Yep, I do. So it's been a long winter, but we certainly appreciate you joining us again. Like I just mentioned, you are a returning guest. You've been on the show before, but it's been a while. When did you join Steemit again?
In the middle of June, and yeah, it took a while to learn everything. I was kind of like super noob when it comes to like blogging and sharing things on internet. I've been like using internet like for learning myself since like a long time. I was always dreaming about like broadband and like the possibilities, and then blockchain technology came around, and I was actually pretty early to discover Bitcoin, so I was really into that. But then I've focused on other things, and now when it actually got some more utility than just pure speculation, it's much more interesting for me.
And so you've been here now almost a year. What is keeping you here on the Steem blockchain? Besides the rewards, of course.
Yeah, the community, of course, which is a great thing, which is, I think, the most powerful thing with this. The Steem blockchain is great, but the community is even greater. And I think, I think we're building something really great here that can have some really great positive impact on the whole world.
Absolutely. I mean, it's creating so many different opportunities for people. It is inspiring people to become more creative and share things from their life that maybe they wouldn't have otherwise. And that's really awesome. So tell us some about the things that you like to share on your blog on Steemit.
So far I've been sharing a lot about my dumpster diving adventures, which I've been doing for like 7-8 years now, since I came to Gothenburg. And it was part because of necessity, because I didn't have any money at all, and also because I wanted to shine a light on like what I learned from dumpster diving, that it's systematic and that it's so crazy the amount of food that's thrown away every day. So I'm doing my best to change that.
Yeah, and it is fascinating. I've seen your posts on that, and it is tragic, the amount of food that gets wasted, and it's interesting that you're kind of shining a light on that as well with your blog.
Yeah, it's perfect. Like as I said, I've done it for a long time, but it's really nice to be able to share it with a broader audience and actually get rewarded for it as well. It's really nice.
Now, is that pretty much the only thing you're doing on your blog, or have you branched out into sharing other things as well? It looks like you do a lot of posts where you're kind of, you have like the pictures with the Steem logos and things like that, so you're kind of talking about the state of Steem as well, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of like promoting Steem, like the promo Steem Community, if you know that. So I'm doing a lot of word by mouth promotion. We have a really strong network here in Gothenburg with alternative people, so I'm doing my best to get them on board. And also I'm doing regular posts about the state of Steem, where I'm like just doing a brief like summary where we're going and putting down like all the statistics that I can find that's like relevant. And as you know, there's like the Steem blockchain is like by far the most active blockchain out there, and so I'm trying to shine a light on that, basically.
Yeah, no, and that's really cool how you're able to share a variety of things on your blog. That's what's fascinating about the Steem blockchain and Steemit and all these things, is people can find lots of different ways to share things on their blog. And I mean, the things you're doing are very unique. Have not seen anybody else sharing content like what you're doing as far as the food things and whatnot. That's really interesting to see that. And again, it's certainly a shame to see all that food getting wasted, but it's also cool to see that you're doing other things as well, you know, talking about promoting Steem. Did you become a Steem ambassador with Promo Steem?
Yeah. So it's a pretty cool system, actually, what the Promo Steem Community is doing now. We elected Steem ambassadors that are chosen. You do an application, and then you get you have to meet certain criterias. And if you meet those criterias, they post about it, and then you have to get accepted by the community as well. So it's pretty nice. And then the system is like it's manually curating stuff. So if I upvote something and 2 other Steem ambassadors upvotes a post that's in the promo Steem tag, it gets a big upvote from a main account that is the Steem ambassador account. So it's pretty nice and incentivize people to actually promote the Steem blockchain.
Yeah, I've listened in on some of those talks as well, and it is certainly a cool initiative, and people are posting their posts under the promo-Steem tag, and then of course there's a Steem ambassador's Steemit profile now and all that stuff, and so it's cool to see that program grow and more people getting excited about sharing the Steem blockchain with other people.
Yeah. I think like Dan said, like that in the start, that in the beginning, and I think it's pretty early still in Steem that it's the most important thing to do, actually spread the word around, and so that's what I've been trying to do. But I'm also like, my main expertise is actually in health, because I've been experimenting with some extreme things regarding diet and stuff like that for a long time now. So I'm feeling like I'm getting ready to share more of that, which I'm really excited about, because I think it's the perfect place to do it.
Well, that's really awesome. So we'll be certainly watching for that as well. If anybody in the audience chat has any questions for Rico, certainly let us know. Feel free to type those in the MSPWaves audience chat room on Discord. Again, we're chatting in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server, which is the home of the Minnow Support Project. We're chatting today with Rico, and again, if anybody's got any questions for him, certainly let us know. Are you watching the chat as well, Rico?
I am indeed.
Okay. If
everyone seen the Steem price, by the way? It's going crazy. It's like, what's it called? The Huobi, like the 4th biggest exchange, started accepting Steem today. So, yeah, it's going up.
Of course, if somebody's listening to this after the fact, I'm not sure. It may not be, but as of the time of this recording, that's what's happening. So, of course, do your own research, everybody. We're not telling you what to do.
Yes, always do your own research.
But yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. But no, if anybody has questions for Rico, certainly let us know. And Rico, if you see any questions in the audience, feel free to answer them. I do see C Blue has asked a couple of questions here. So if you want to answer any of those, if you want me to ask any of them, feel free.
Like the farmers market, I can do first, because that's by ingenuity. So basically, there's a new like trend going around in the Nordic countries here in Sweden, and it started in Finland, and it's about like decentralized farmers market, like peer-to-peer, and it's kind of simple concept where right now it's mostly on Facebook. So we have a group there, and the farmers come in and just put out ads, and people just comment under the ads. So it's very easy, and they just say, I want 10 broccolis and 1 chicken and 10 eggs. And then everyone meets up on Thursdays here in Gothenburg, and it's different for different towns, of course. And what's good about this is it minimizes the waste that is done, because everything is pre-ordered and we don't need any like permits to do it. And it's also really nice because we don't have to have any third parties involved, and it's get a lot cheaper, the food, and it's a great platform for the farmers to actually reach out, because it's really hard that they're not accepted by the big stores, and the big stores are actually not doing a good job at all for us. They have a really high margins. We're paying for all the waste that they are throwing away daily, and they're just doing bad. So I'm trying to support these kinds of alternatives ways of doing it, and my hope is that I can get it more integrated into the Steem blockchain going forward. But it's been quite hard because the farmers are not so tech savvy. So I'd like to get like some easier interface or some for it to work better.
And let's see, there are some other questions out there as well. I'll let you pick which ones you'd like to answer. There's quite a few
Yeah,
of
I
them
can
out
talk
there.
a little bit about mandala flowers. Wanted me to speak some more about health. Like for me, like one of the most important things that I've learned through my experiments is like I'm really into water, and I felt like intuitively that it was something that wasn't really optimal with the water I drank. I just drank normal like tap water. I've been really like a normal Swedish guy most of my life, but then I started to try different kind of ways, and what I realized after testing like 10 different kinds of water cleaning stuff is that actually the most simple one is the most effective one, and it's the one that nature uses naturally, and it's distillation basically. So it strips the water of all contaminants, and it's just pure H2O. And there are some people that think that's dangerous and it strips the body of minerals, but that's just pure bullshit. Basically, it's a half truth, because it just strips the body of the inorganic minerals, not the organic minerals. So only the ones that you don't want in the body. So it's really good at cleaning. If you think about it, like clean water is good at cleaning stuff. So it cleans our body as well. So it's great.
Well, that's certainly interesting. Let's see here. Any other questions out there for Rico? Certainly an interesting person here who leads a very interesting life. And it's cool to be able to see you sharing that with us here on the Steem blockchain.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Snekky.
Yeah, Fee asked a question as well. Do you have to be discreet? Can you get in trouble if you're caught dumpster diving, like in the USA?
No, I mean, there's a lot of stories about dumpster diving, like that they throw away like poison in the food and stuff. And I think it's like to keep people away, because the stores don't want people to know about how bad it is. So, I've encountered like employees and police and security guards, and I'm just showing them, and I'm just like, look, I'm saving the food. This food isn't bad, and I'm just showing it to them, and they're like, and the police are like, what? Are they throwing this away? Because they don't know either, because it's all done like secretly, and they are trying to lock it away. And there's only a few places actually left where you can dumpster dive now. I only have one place left now here in my area, and it used to be a lot more, but they just don't want people to have access to it, basically.
Yeah,
or know about it.
We of course certainly don't, condone it or encourage it, but it's certainly, it's interesting to see you documenting the food waste. I think that part of the story is interesting, and so that whole thing. So again, of course, we don't encourage anybody to do that by any means, but it's certainly it's interesting to see the lifestyle that you're sharing, and I'm not sure. Like you said, I'm sure eventually you won't even be able to do it anyway. But it's interesting, and it's certainly a weird thing to see that much waste, and it's just kind of a shame, really. But it's interesting to see you sharing it.
I think like there's so many ways you can like help in this. Like for example, I think blockchain technology will be great for like creating more transparency in the food distribution. So it will actually create incentive for the stores to actually be better about this. And also, of course, you can support more local stores and more like we have a lot of nice like organic like smaller stores that are actually like giving away their food when it's going bad. So that's what people can do, and they can also like either like support these local farmers by starting their own Reko market, which is called. That's why I called Reko because that's what the whole farmers market thing is called here in Sweden and Finland. Reko in Swedish.
Very cool. Are there any other things you want to talk about while you're here on the show, or any shout outs you want to give to any other Steemians?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so nice to be here, and it's so nice, especially since I'm I so agree with like Discord, like really enhancing the whole experience with the Steem blockchain. I think it's perfect, and I met so many great people which I wouldn't have met else, and I'm very happy about that. And I think a lot of the people I met, I will actually like collaborate with the rest of my life, because there's so many people that that's thinking differently and wants some positive change. So yeah, I'm very happy to be here. And of course, shout outs is like one of the first communities I got involved with is the Steem Poker League, actually, because I've been a professional poker player most of my life. So I'm kind of used to having like no structure in my life, basically just doing whatever I want. So that's why I had lots of time to study health and stuff like that, our economical system, etc. So big shout out to Steem Poker League. It's a great community with some great people there. Of course, PAL is great, and I love what you're doing here with all the shows, and it's also connecting the community. And Promo Steem is such a great community as well. They just did a big show in London promoting Steem, and they made some great connections there and spread the word. So yeah, and Steam Speak, I guess. Also always nice if you're feeling you want to have a chat with other Steemians. You can just drop in there anytime. There's always people there you can talk with. Whale Shares, of course. It's also a great community. So many great communities here. It's crazy. And they're all getting more connected. So they're having great shows there. You have the like present your post with Freedom Exists, where you can just drop in and talk about one of your last posts. I don't know. Of course, the Alliance. It's a great community, almost like a family. So
it's always easy to forget somebody. It's how it works. But no, we certainly appreciate it. Any last questions for Rico here while we have him on the show? Certainly been a lot of fun chatting with you again, and it's great to see you still here. Again, I'm pretty sure you were on the show not too long after I started it, and so it's cool to have you back here on the show with us.
Yeah, I love to. It's really nice to be here, and I just like to share my experience. And I'm actually doing like another series of posts that I'm going to start soon. I just helped my father actually move out of his like flat or house that he's been living in like 30 years, and he's saved up so much stuff. And one of the things is all the pictures from my whole life. So I'm going to start sharing my like from my like early just first years and until now, and I'm also going to share my experience through life and what I learned through that. So hopefully it will be nice for me just to document everything and just have it on a blockchain so it's there, but also to share all the knowledge and experience that I've learned from this crazy world we're living in.
Scuzzy wants to know if you could be any type of food, what meal would you be?
Well, like a meal? I don't know. Like
that's how the question said
when any type of food, like was saying like an avocado or something, but I don't know. That's a question.
Yeah, that's how the question's worded. It says if you could be any type of food, which meal would you be? So I guess you can answer that however you want.
I guess like some drink. I'm actually more for drinking than eating lately. So I'm transitioning more to like a liquidarian diet. So I'm eating like smoothies and cold pressed juices and beverages of all kind, basically. I just found like I was just out before this show. I was just out and I found like 10 kombucha bottles, which made me really happy because that's a really nice drink to have.
Oh, if I could be a meal, I would want to be a Happy Meal, but with an extra fat burger.
Good answer, Snekky.
Thank you. Now I'm hungry.
All right. Any more questions for Rico here while we have him on the show? Let's see. Everybody's commenting on all the things they like. You can certainly chat along with us during the show in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty Discord server. We're chatting in the MSPWaves audience room right now. And we've got all kinds of people in here chiming in. So certainly big shout out to everybody that's listening tonight.
I'm 34 years old. No, 35 years old.
Once it's like
but
30,
I've stopped aging though, so it doesn't matter much.
Right.
I just use the number.
Yeah, that's what I'm running with too. I'm gonna stick to that.
Yeah, I mean, stop
really
aging is the best. Yeah.
I think it's like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. This whole aging thing. Everyone's like, yeah, I'm getting old, and it's just about lifestyle. You know, we who knows how old we can be, right? It's just like our culture, our lifestyle. You just have to question these things.
Yeah, I think your mindset does have a lot to do with your health, for sure. I mean, of course, diet and exercise are important, but your mindset, in my opinion, is a big part of it.
Yeah, it's very big. But it's not everything. There's like some people that are like, yeah, everything is like the secret. Everything is like only your thoughts and your emotions. And there's those people that are like, it's only about training and going to the gym and eating right. I think it's like you need a balance. You need to have like a good attitude, right, as well as eating well and being out in nature and being with people. I think that's what we are doing here. We're connecting with people all around the world, and we're crushing all like separation, and that's what I'm hoping we're gonna do in the long run. We're actually gonna unite humankind.
It's possible. We'll see what happens here. Of course, everything you hear on this show is strictly just our opinions, so keep that in mind. All right, so last call for any more questions for Rico.
Jag pratar svenska, det är mitt huvudmål, så jag tror inte det är så många här som förstår svenska, men varför inte? So it's Swedish.
How many languages?
It's my language. Yeah. Not many people understand that. It's like we have like 9 million people here.
M1 was asking where your name comes from, but I think you mentioned that already. If you want to just
it's the RICO. It's the RICO decentralized farmers market, which is really big here in Sweden now.
Let's see. Any last questions for Rico?
Scuzzy asked a question.
I didn't see it. Hold on, he leveled up on it. Oh, I see. Do you see the question, Rico, from Scuzzy?
Who's your favorite, Snekky, Poetic Snake, or Snekky? It's Snekky, definitely Snekky.
Yeah, are you sure?
Good answer.
100%.
Oh my.
Good answer.
Yes, perfect.
All right. Well, we certainly appreciate you taking the time to join us tonight, Rico. We will certainly continue to follow your blog and your adventures that you're having out there, and we'll certainly check out your work as a Steem ambassador with Promo Steem. There's your blog. Snekky just shared that in the audience chat room. Any parting words, Snekky, before we let him go here?
Yes. As always, I wanted to say thank you for joining us here on the show. It's always amazing to hear you talk, and I always love hearing the stories you share, no matter where you are. So thank you, and I hope we can talk again soon.
Yeah, it would be really nice. I'm going to become even more active and in the community and posting about, like I said, like health and everything. And I'm almost to 6,000 followers now. So if anyone hasn't followed me yet in the chat, that's listening, do it now.
Well, that's awesome that you've managed to get that many followers, and I think that's really cool because that more people can find out about all the things you're doing. So yes, everybody certainly check out Rico's blog on Steemit if you're interested. and it's just spelled REKO. All right, Rico. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We will certainly have you on the show again sometime.
Yeah, nice. Thank you, Main Event. Thanks, Snekky. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And I'll love to be back in a while. I have to start producing more and giving some good stuff. I've been slacking a little bit because it's been so much going on in my life, and but now I think I'm gonna really start to produce some good stuff. Thanks.
It was wonderful to have you with us.
And Discord takes a lot of time.
It really does, yes. It's so addictive.
All right, Rico. Well, have yourself a great rest of the evening, and we'll talk soon.
Hey-do!
Hi-do! What did I say?
All right, everybody. That was our chat with Rico tonight. Certainly great to have him on the show again.
Yes, it's always amazing to hear everybody talk about what they do on the platform and, you know, how they found us, not us, but the Steemit platform.
We've got about 20 minutes left here, so we'll take this time to kind of chat with the audience a little bit, see what you guys are up to as well. We had a great audience here with us tonight, so thank you to all of you who have tuned in to the Steem Radio show tonight. Great crowd.
Absolutely, and so many new names I have not seen before, so thank you all for joining us.
Absolutely. Again, we are here each and every Wednesday night. It's from 10 to midnight UTC time, which is 6 to 8 Eastern time, as of right now anyway, until the fall time change, but that's what it is as of today. And, of course, you can find us, the show itself, on MSPWaves.com. You can find the full schedule of all the radio shows on there as well. They are all hosted by members of the Steem community, which is really awesome, so check it out. Again, it's MSPWaves.com. And it's amazing, all the different shows on here now, because now we even have shows before us and after us. Wednesdays are really busy now on the station.
Yes, Wednesdays are packed with great shows, and it's always amazing to see and hear all those other shows as well.
I believe Kodaks was on before us, and I believe Saipan Damashi is coming up next. DJ Damashi and the Dancing Dreamers will be next here on the radio station, so if you're into EDM music and culture, you can check that out. And we're always looking for more guests here on the show as well, so if you're interested in being on the show, you certainly can. Just send myself, Main Event, or Poetic Snake a message here on Discord.
Yes, or you can find us on steemit.chat, or you can also leave a reply that you want to be on the show on one of the show posts Main Event does, or the one that I do, and we will get in contact with you.
Absolutely, and I mean, we always hear it from people, oh, I don't have anything to talk about, or oh, I won't be interesting, and that's so not true. You know, everybody who's out here on the Steem blockchain, you all have a story to tell, you all have projects you're working on or things you're creating, and we love hearing about them.
Yeah, and it doesn't mind if you just joined us 2 weeks ago. We like to hear everybody. If you're new, if you're a witness, if you're a whale, if you have been here for a year or 2 years, every story is different, and we really like to hear it.
Absolutely. So you can join us here on the show as a guest. Just let us know, and we'll try to work out a time to have you on the show. And as Snekky said, if you're a Steem witness out there and you're listening, we would certainly be happy to have you here on the show, because it is always interesting to learn more about what the witnesses do. I know that they're very important to the blockchain, so if you are a Steem witness out there and you want to talk about that, certainly let us know.
Yes, and don't forget to vote for your witnesses. You have 30 votes to give.
I know. I was looking yesterday, actually, because I voted another witness, and I still have 9 left. I still have 9 votes left, so I'm going to have to start doing some research and finding the last 9 witnesses I'm going to vote for here. I'm going to have to take a look at that.
Yeah, I have to look into my witness list again as well. I think I have 6 votes left, but I'm not sure. Might be a little bit more, because sometimes witnesses stop and then you have to remove your vote. Well, you don't have to, but it's best if you vote for witnesses who are seriously active. So I have to check it out again. Yeah, and I think it's very important to do because they also make sure that the platform keeps going, and you want people to be there who you support, who do what you feel like it's best for the platform.
Absolutely. And if you're new to that concept and you don't know what witnesses are, if you're on Steemit, just click on the little menu in the top right corner, the little one with the 3 lines there, and down in the list will say vote for witnesses. And you can see the top, top 50 there, I believe. And of course, there are more than 50 witnesses, so you'll only see the top 50 there. But you could start, looking into some of these people and seeing what they do on the platform. And then, of course, you'll see other people posting on Steemit and on the Steem blockchain that they are witnesses, and they may not be in the top 50, but you can of course vote for them as well. And yeah, just kind of start looking into that a little more. And as we mentioned, everybody gets 30 votes. So it's not like you're only voting one and you got a lot of pressure, to pick one person. You get 30. So, and I know that the witnesses appreciate that, because everybody really should be using their votes. I mean, you got 30 of them. Just do a little bit of research into the ones that are active and try to maybe find a few that you can support. Let's see here. All right, we got about 14 minutes left of the show here. Snekky, do you have any blog posts or projects or anything you're working on that you want to talk about or share?
Oh, you want me to share a post?
If you want to, sure.
Oh, I do have a post. I am working lately a lot with rocks and making dots on my rocks. I really enjoy it. I will share a link.
And I know, Snekky, you've been doing a lot of creative art things lately, and so if people maybe haven't found your blog yet, they should certainly take a look at it, because you're always posting a variety of different content, all original and all very cool things. That one's really awesome that you just shared. That looks really cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. It was 3 days, give or take, because sometimes you have to wait for the paint to dry, and I wanted to do the whole stone. So in order to get it around, the paint around, I had to let it dry, otherwise I could not touch it. It's really calming to do mandalas on stones, and I think I found a new hobby.
Well, and you've always been sharing different artwork and other creative cool things like that, so it's always exciting to see you, finding new things to create, and it definitely is beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, and I like to try out new things as well. And mandala flower, I used normal acrylic paint for this project, and I'm going to put a spray on it to make it stick. I don't know, so it can it's water resistant.
Right, like a coating on the outside. Yeah.
Yes, and I've ordered something new as well. I'm going to do litho printing.
Say that again.
Litho printing. Litho.
Okay.
The Bug IQ knows how to say it.
Okay, and what is that exactly?
You cut out things in litho, in litho with little knives. You make forms and shapes. You can even make drawings, and then you you can print that. Like, it's a drawing made into. You can also do it in wood,
okay.
but then you can print it with actual. I have this little roller and special ink with it, so it's really cool. And of course, I tried to make a Steemit stamp, and all it was turned me black. So this is going to be lots of fun.
Well, we'll certainly keep an eye on that. And Snekky, feel free to post just the link to your Steemit blog in the chat if you want, because people should certainly check you out if they haven't already. And because you've been on the platform a long time, you've been on here since nearly the beginning, and you're a Steemian that, of course, I mean, I'm a little biased. You are my co-host, but
Yes.
I think you are a Steemian that more people should find out about. So.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm almost hitting 2 years now. And yes, I do sell as well. Buttlex.
We're going to need like a Poetic Snake store or something
Oh,
eventually.
yes, that would be marvelous.
Do you accept Steem? I guess that would be the main
Yes,
question.
I do. I do. I accept Steem. I accept SPDs. I accept Bitcoin. Everything.
Yes, and people are agreeing with me, so even though you're not their co-host, but yes.
Oh, I love you too, Shadow Spot.
But yeah, everybody should check her out. Yeah, what were you gonna say, Snekky? Sorry.
The list of people is still growing. That's amazing. And what are you? What have you been up to?
I've been so busy lately. I haven't been able to do a whole lot. I've done a few gaming live streams lately, but honestly, I want to start, producing some more actual, content with some longevity. So once the snow finally melts here, I'm planning on doing a lot more like vlogs and photography and being outside and capturing nature and trying to share that with everybody here. So I'll be doing a lot more of that. I also am going to try to start doing the curation live streams again, maybe either on D Live or on Twitch or something, whatever I can get to work. But I'll be trying to do more curation type things coming up soon because, I mean, with the price of Steem being up a little bit more for the moment, of course that could change tomorrow, it is nice to be able to share those rewards with more people. Now that my vote is worth a little bit more now and things, and I want to try to be a little more active with curating and trying to help newer users and even people who have been here for quite a while. Try to leave more comments, be reading more posts and things like that. So I'm going to try to become more active, in my curation and things like that, and as well as creating more content. Of course, we are doing this radio show each and every Wednesday, and I do a weekly curation post on Fridays, typically for Minnow Support Project as well. I'm going into the Introduce Yourself tag every week, and boy, is that fun.
Yes, it is.
There is so much spam tag abuse in that tag, in the Introduce Yourself tag. It is incredible, but I don't think it's mostly, I think, because people don't understand. They don't know that is supposed to be kind of where people introduce themselves to the platform. So I give them the benefit of the doubt, but I do try to find 5 new Steemians each and every week that have created Introduce Yourself posts, and I try to write a little blog about those each and every week. So if you're looking to find some new Steemians to support or to read, every week I do a blog where I share that. So that's pretty much what I'm doing lately, trying to still do, of course, the radio show and some live streams and that type of stuff.
Yeah, I think curating is one of the biggest things, important things on the platform. My own project, You Got Snacked, is on hold right now. It's a curation project as well, and I hope to bring it back in time because it also gives a good feeling if you find great content and you can share that with others, and also that you can send your vote there and show them some appreciation for the hard work that they do.
Yeah, and it's nice when your vote is actually worth something. now that the price of Steem has actually come up to something somewhat respectable here. Of course, anything above 0 is a good thing in my opinion. It's still more than we're getting from any other social media. So, but no, things are going well, and it's great that you and I are still able to do this show each and every week. And of course, we appreciate everybody joining us here on MSPWaves every week. Rondon's got some breaking news there. We'll have to take a look at that after the show. Thank you, Rondon.
Thank you, Rondon.
And Rico, have I heard about the welcoming initiative? No, I haven't. I'll have to check that out. That's another thing I would like to try to do more of too, is trying to get like in the voice chat of maybe even Minnow Support Project and things like that, to actually try to talk to new users more. That we were doing that for a while and we kind of stopped, but I think reviving that would be a good thing, because while text chatting is nice, For me, actually being able to speak to somebody, I feel like I can get a message across a lot better that way. So maybe we'll try to do some more, like I said, some live streams where we can chat with people, as well as just joining more voice channels here on Discord.
I miss doing the live streams.
Yeah, absolutely. They are a lot of fun. So we'll certainly try to do more of that, and keep an eye out on our blogs for future content and curation. And, of course, we always appreciate people who like to support curators, with delegation and that type of stuff. Of course, we're out there voting all the time. We're both OCD curators. So, of course, that type of stuff is always appreciated. We're winding things down here. We've only got a few minutes left. Again, we appreciate you all listening to the show tonight. Snekky, do you want me to play your little disclaimer?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I will put my fingers in the ears. You are listening to the Steem Radio Show on MSPWaves. Everything you hear on this show is our opinion only and should not be taken as financial advice or advice of any kind. This show is strictly for entertainment purposes only. MSPWaves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station. The material on the Steem Radio Show is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research.
And that is very true.
Oh, yes, always do your own research.
And, I wanted to add this too, we have guests on here all the time. They're from all over the world. They're from all walks of life. Most of them we've only met briefly or whatnot through chatting on Discord and things like that. So, of course, if we have somebody on the show sometime and, in the future something happens with them or whatnot, we certainly don't condone anyone doing anything harmful to others here. So if a Steemian ends up being like a scammer or something, we hope that doesn't ever happen, but we just want to put it out there that, we certainly do not condone anything like that. We're not here to promote plagiarism or anything of that nature. So, we hope that people who would be on the show are creating original content and things like that and trying to be helpful in the community, because that's certainly what we are trying to do. So we just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we can't look into the future, and sometimes you speak to people who turn out to be, scammers or anything, and, we don't condone that ever.
No. Absolutely not. And as we said in that disclaimer, everything on this show is strictly just our opinions. Always do your own research. We are not financial advisors whatsoever, so you got to make your own decisions on those things. But we certainly appreciate all of you joining us here, and it's always wonderful to hear all the different members of the Steem community tell us their story, talk about their projects and the things they're working on. Poetic Snake, was there any, more or less, any parting words here for the audience before we say goodbye?
Yes, thank you all for being here again with us, and I would name you all, but I don't know if there is still time enough.
We are running out of time, so unfortunately, I'll try to run through them real quick. ALX, Battleaxe, Bidius, Breeze, Crimson Clad, Cynical Optimist, Freedom Exists, Globocop, Harley Mechanics, I'm Not a Geek, Kofpedo, M1, Mendela Flower, Menno, Mighty Mickey, Negativer, Foas 2, Rondon, Rico, Scuzzy, Sea Blue, Shadows Pub, Stacy Jean, that Sweeney guy, the Bug IQ, Woodsy, and Yidneth I see out there, so...
Seaman369 as well.
Yes, and of course, everybody who's also listening on MSPWaves.com, everybody who's going to listen to the recording to this after the show, thank you so much. Certainly leave us a comment or a reply on the show post. And again, as we mentioned, we certainly appreciate any re-steams or follows or whatnot. And I will be sharing the full audio from this show tonight on my main event Steemit profile. It's just spelled with the number 1 in there instead of the I. So, thank you all so much for tuning in. This is the Steem Radio Show with Main Event and Poetic Snake. And coming up next on MSP Waves, it is Saipan Damashi, his show DJ Damashi and the Dancing Dreamers. So stick around for that. Again, check out the Minnow Support Project. If you haven't yet, it's at Minnow Support on Steemit, a wonderful community for you to network, chat, and interact with other Steemians. And of course, check out the full schedule on the radio station. It's mspwaves.com. This is Main Event and Poetic Snake and the Steem Radio Show. We are signing off. Have a great night.